Greetings, diners, and good morning, or afternoon, or evening, depending wherever you are around the globe at this very moment that you're watching this. And for me, it's the evening, and I am getting ready to prepare dinner in my Bugout location. Okay, I am on a Bugout. And what was the reason for this Bugout from the great state of Alaska? Well, it wasn't a wildfire, okay? And it wasn't an earthquake. And it wasn't a volcano or a hurricane or any of those other climate disasters or geological disasters that we are subject to. Well, we're not subject to hurricanes really very much, although we do get some good winter storms. No, what I am escaping, why I had to bug out to the great state of Washington, is to escape really, really bad medical care and medical advice that I was getting in Alaska, and see what I could do down here in Seattle, which is a very wealthy city with all the high tech, and so it has some of the best hospitals in the world because, of course, rich people want good hospitals, right? Yes. So it took me, close to a year to get an appointment with a doctor, a pro from Dover, a specialist surgeon who might be able to help me. And we still don't know the answer to that completely yet, but so far the news is pretty good as far as, it's better than what I was getting in Alaska. All right, so I'm in a Bates Motel, okay, as I like to call them, or a Section 8 hotel also. This is where the people who are on the fringes and not quite completely off the cliff yet, but they're intermediary, if you will. And the government will put them up in places like this temporarily. And so the government gets one price, and you and I, if we're paying for ourselves, we get another price. But it's still, the cheapest temporary housing that you can get for the most part. And I love them. I've been using Bates Motels since my trucking years. All right, so I am going to fix myself dinners here. And so I brought the cooking zone on the road, all right? And I'm going to fix some gourmet meals right here in my motel room, all right? And I just wanted to go through the apparatus that I'm going to be using, what I brought with me. And, I want to tell you that I came down here by jet plane, so I burned carbon to get here, yes. But I fit everything into my bags that I'm using here. Nothing was purchased here except food, okay? When I got here, I bought food, okay, that I'm going to be using. Although I did bring some food with me too, mostly for the plane though, not to eat here. Okay, so what do we got? Well, the first thing is, you guys recognize this from home, right? From the Cooking Zone set, which is my ancient hot plate from Walmart. It's an electric, okay? And that's going to do most of the work here, because I have electricity in this place, all right? And if I have electricity, I'm going to use electric cooking gear. Now, if I didn't have electricity, okay, I have an alternative, all right, and that's this guy, okay? That's Coleman butane propane mixed fuel, which is pretty much your best fuel, all right? It's better than propane by itself. It's got higher BTUs, all right? And I had to buy this here, okay, also, because you can't take these on the plane, all right? But you can buy them at, any, Cabela's, Walmart's, Target's, so forth. They're ubiquitous in the camping section. And to go on top of it, I have a little portable Primus mountaineering stove, okay? And these leaves go out. Just do it with my cripple arm. Okay? So you can put the pan on it, and you screw it in to the butane, and you turn it on, and you light it, okay? And you got gas, and can cook fry foods. You can boil, steam, etc., etc., etc. Not too good for baking, okay? And then I have some camping cookware here with me. It's nice and compact. The handles fold out like that, so you can pick it up, and you don't, and it doesn't stick out and take up room, too much room in your bag. Okay, and then top comes off, and it's nested. All right, so there's another one inside. All right, of another size. Get it out. Okay, well, it's a little hard to get out because it's got the things on it. I'm not going to try. But it's, slightly smaller in diameter. Okay, so this is going to be my main piece of cookware, and I can do soups and rice and beans and stuff like that in here. All right, so let's move that out of the way. And then moving forward, I got a nice folding knife. It's a Winchester. Okay, I have several of these, very nice make. I like the wood handles, the brass, okay, and I got it nice and sharp, as I always do. I keep my knives sharp, and you should always, keep your knives sharp. They do a much better job when they're sharp. And then a few cooking tools I brought with me that I find indispensable. Some grippers, okay, taking bacon and turning it over, or taking whatever. And you got to pick stuff up out of your pan, and it's very hot. These work better than a fork, okay? And so I like them, and I always use them. And then I got a spoon, a camping spoon, and it unzips, so it's full length, okay? And this is for my soups and rice and all the rest of that, to scoop out a bunch and put it on my plate. All right. So I got a spoon, spatula, flipping my eggs. Okay. Right. Gotta have that. And then I love these guys. This is a hobo tool. All right. And it's got fork, spoon, and knife in there. And when you open it up, when you open up the fork, let me do it. I'll go ahead and do it. And you open up the spoon, then the two parts come apart, okay? And so you can use them separately. And if you open up the knife, you can use fork and knife. But since I have this knife, I don't really need it. But by itself, if you're just bringing one thing, this tool is indispensable for eating, okay? Don't leave home without it, right? All right, well, that's about it for this episode. I'm not going to do the cooking on camera, okay? You've seen most of these recipes before in one episode or another that I did at home, and I'm not doing anything different, okay? I'm doing the same stuff here in the Bates Motel that I would do at home. And I can do it anywhere, all right? Because this is all compact enough to fit on the plane with me, fit on a bus, fit on a train, fit in the trunk of somebody's car, whatever. I've got a complete bug-out package, always ready to go, that if there was, God forbid, a wildfire, and I did have to jump a plane in a big hurry, I could do it, all right? And everybody should have one of those. This is not an expensive thing to do as a package. You know, it's not like buying a doomstead or anything like that. It's not permanent, okay? But at least in the near future, when we're mostly going to be subject to temporary disruptions and not a permanent disruption, in all likelihood, of our industrial way of life, this kind of thing gives you some resilience and some ability to handle that period of time, okay? Until hopefully things more or less come back to normal for a while, and then rinse and repeat. You know, the cycle will continue until we finally hit rock bottom. However long that takes, I have no fucking idea. All right, and I also picked up, and this did not come with me, a nice bottle of sake. Sake. And other stuff to imbibe. And so right now I need to get to cooking, and I'll show you some of the stuff I cook after I cook it. Okay? And that's all the doom. This time until next time. Here on the cooking zone of the Doomstead Diner. Hasta la Gourmet Meals.